is Daniel Robinson. I attend AC Flora, and I'm planning to major in geology at College of Charleston.
Good job. Hello, everyone. Dave Robinson here. I am the father of geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson, but I'm also the candidate for South Carolina Congressional District 2. Just coming on tonight to talk about a few things that I really need from each and every last one of you. I came here tonight hoping that I can just engage with all those who have believed in me from the time I've been fighting for Daniel in 2021. We know this coming up to June 23rd of 2026 here. That would mark 5 years, believe it or not, 5 years that my son has gone missing. So I come tonight to talk about a few things that I would like to do. I want to bring in a lot of people on first so I can introduce something that will be going on June 23rd. I really need all of you to be here to support if you can. But I will talk about it after the break. But the subject that I will be going into, like I said, is the event that will be happening on June 23rd. I also will be talking about my campaign because both of those two things coexist. I would not be at this moment on June 23rd, 2026, if it wasn't for my son going missing, and and also the journey that got me here to this point. And why it was important, why I want to talk about this tonight. I always say I'm going to keep it short, but we'll see what happens once I get started. So I'm going to put an introduction on, and then I'll be right back. Thank you. When the lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversation fade, I will be here. When there's no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son, to protect his family. without these special people behind me, I wouldn't have a search. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much again for being a part of this late night live. And this is directly more for those I know that's up right now. Everyone in the West Coast, Arizona, also California. I will repost this video for those who live here in Colombia on the East Coast. Very important to me as well. I just want to make sure that, I'm not disturbing anyone while they're asleep. I'm up late, so I wanted to make this video to talk about a few things that's been happening lately. As you know, that's coming up again to June 23rd. That is the 5 years that Daniel has been missing. My goal and my hopes was that I would find my son before this date. As the date get closer, you're going to imagine the pain, the suffering, the heartaches that comes along with it. Any parent would feel that. But I decided to run for U.S. Congress, and there's a reason why I'm talking about both sides. I decided to run for U.S. Congress, not for David Robinson, but for everything I have been doing since my son have been missing. As you know, I'm a combat veteran, disabled veteran. You always got to forgive me the way I'm speaking. I'm very tired. Have some emotional thoughts about the 23rd, of course. Like I said, it'll be 5 years, so it's natural for me to feel this way right now. But like I said, I started to run for U.S. Congress, being a veteran, disabled veteran, have to deal with real life experiences. You guys know my background as a single father. Daniel, that's why I talk about the story. If anybody know Daniel's mindset, I would know Daniel's mindset. So just the whole journey itself has been very difficult, very tough, but I kept pressing on. I really thank everyone who's been supporting me from day one, from coming out to the searches, to donating, to, encouragement. A lot of you have given me so many encouragement. If I go in the chat session right now, I'm sure I hear some encouragement. You don't know how far, Mr. Robinson, you're a great father, or we're praying for you. We hoping that Daniel come back home safely. What that really means to me, it means a lot, because again, I almost, you guys know I will do something on the 23rd of each year since my son has been missing. It started off with a day of remembrance. If you all remember, that was the first event in Phoenix, Arizona, where I was able to highlight other families' cases and stuff, talk about their loved ones, get them in touch with resources to help. So I've always been a community servant, always been a person that want to make sure that I'm not looking out for just my family and myself, but also look out for other people as well. So that's the whole journey. For being a little tired, I won't be able to articulate this the way I want to, and also because it is tough, and I have to be very honest. It's very tough to come up to June 23rd for various reasons right now. The fact that I don't have my son on day one, I knew I was going to do this. I knew I was going to find my son that day. I left and hopped in my vehicle, leaving Columbia, South Carolina, to make it to Arizona. I just knew I would find my son quick and fast. That turned out to be, like I said, almost 5 years on June 23rd of 2026. But this run for U.S. Congress has been tougher than I thought. I started off in 2024, not knowing a lot about how to run for U.S. Congress. Had my heart into it to make a difference for the community that I've been working so hard for, and that's the missing American community. Also to identify why I'm running as well for my state here in South Carolina Congressional District 2, where I have been, or I think I've been aggravating families and friends when I'm arguing about what I see politicians do and what they don't do. And, you know, sometimes you don't get the courage to move or to do something different, to challenge, but yourself by going and run for office. That was never in my mind. I would complain about a lot of things, talk about a lot of things, get on social media, say a lot of stuff, but never in my million dreams thought I would be a politician. But when I saw a need, when I went to Arizona and I was fighting for Daniel and needed cell phone pings is the biggest thing that bothered me and still bothers me the most today, is why here in 2020, 2021 at the time, 2022 and 2023 and 4 and 6 here, 5 and 6, and we still have issues about getting utilizing technology that's available. So we had to get a new thinking. We had to have new ideas and a new way. And I came up with it when senators couldn't come up with it. Where telecommunications companies were very resistant. I didn't just give up. I kept fighting because I had everyone in mind and I had my son in mind to make sure I could do something to give back, something to make the life of families not hard as my family had to go through, what I had to go through with law enforcement, to you name it. That's another reason why I started the Daniel Rawson Foundation, to make the lives and make it easier for other families. So everything I have been doing from day one has always been service to everyone. Again, you have to hear me saying it's not a complaint. I'm telling you guys, it's not a complaint, but it's a feeling, because I am tired. You probably can tell I've been doing this for almost 5 years straight. No vacations, no breaks, no foot in the water like I always talk about. And I smile about that because I hope and pray. And this is the crazy part, June 9th that passed by. I thought it was going to be the win that I needed at the time. And I thought I was going to be able to take one weekend and put my foot in the water. And, I'm a water person, but no breaks, no nothing. Just keep pushing, keep fighting, keep pushing law enforcement, keep doing everything I can, bringing awareness, and end up, like I said, running for U.S. Congress, and wrote a bill, sat down, try to figure things out, and figure it out. You know, I had a insult, and I'm saying this to everyone that follows and really support everything I've done, and have been not being critical, and have been very helpful to me and encouraging. I have, of course, when you run in politics, no matter how great a person you try to be, no matter how much great work you do or hard you try, and I find that with politics, it can be a very nasty game that some like to play. But you all know, y'all probably watched me for many years. You know, I'm not playing any games. Again, not trying to do this for me. I'm very serious. I have a missing son. I know what pain that families are going through. I know what people are going through in my community. So all those things is a very serious thing. And I took this run for U.S. Congress in a very serious approach, even at my own expense, with a loss, with financial loss, to emotional loss, to everything. I still kept pushing because I know I need to do something bigger than myself. So that's how I approached it in 2024. I lost that election, and then I continue on into 2026. But this election here was a little unique and a lot different, because the more I have gotten into politics, the more, like I said, the nastier it had become. Because no matter how good you do, what you do, how well you do anything, there's always going to be someone there running for different reasons. And there's always going to be something there where they would find, they look for things to twist your words, or it could be any little thing they can utilize to try to demonize you. Like I told you before in the last live, I even had some that would say, when they find out which party you're affiliated with, and they'll say, for 3 years straight, you're such a great father. Oh, I wish you was my dad, and things like that. But then when they hear your political ideologies, and they say, oh, I thought you was a good father. So that's the kind of thing that we're living in when I say it comes to politics. So unfortunately, that's the way it is. But it often makes you want to just quit and move on. But then again, I had to keep reminding myself how important this moment really is, how important it is. It's not about David Robinson, but it's about everything but David Robinson. And that's the reason why I keep pushing. I can easily just take my retirement that I'm in right now and, like I said, go on this beach and put my foot in the water and relax my mind. But I have to keep pushing because it's more than me. It's bigger than me. But again, I did a debate the other night, and well, I'm going to back up a little bit. I had to, and I'm telling you all this, those who actually been supporting me for my son, because this is important. The reason why I say all of this, and why I had to, what gave me the strength to keep going. But June 9th was the primary election. I won it overwhelmingly by 41% of the vote. The problem is that many of you may know about politics. I have some reason have had 4 candidates in my party to run against me. The first time I ran, it was only 1, and we weren't even sure that was a real person. But this time, excuse me, it wasn't 4. I mean, 3 people running against me. And so when you have 3 people running on, or 4 people on the same ticket, it splits the vote. So it's nearly impossible to make 51%. You're supposed to have 50 plus 1% to be over the half point is what the rules are. And I made 41% of the vote, short, but I beat the other three candidates overwhelmingly. However, because you can't beat that threshold, you go into what is called a runoff. So they give the second place candidate an opportunity to go at it again. And so what's been happening though, when I had to look at the date of this, and when I finally, after the watch night, the election results, and I saw that I had to go on this thing called a runoff. And I can be honest with you guys, I didn't really have the full idea what a runoff is and how did that work. So I had to Google it, and I had to go find out dates and this and that, get myself prepared for the next part of this campaign stuff. And when I did that, I realized it was on June 23rd, 2026. And when I saw June 23rd, it blew my mind because I already had plans in my mind. You all probably remember, and I said this on the last live, 3 months prior to June 9th, I was coming to the public and say, hey, can you please help me with an idea for June 23rd, 2026, because I have a lot going on with campaign and I can't, I'm usually putting things together, but I want somebody to come up with a unique idea. If I'm going to do an in-person event, kind of like visual or anything to try to bring awareness for missing Americans, or do it in a virtual way. And so, and I to everyone's credit, I have gotten a lot of calls and emails for people that say they want to help. But I couldn't stop because I was getting prepared for the June 9th primary. And my goal was, after the June 9th primary, to answer all these emails and texts for support to do that. But the runoff shortened that as well. But what I'm saying is, I have went to a debate the other night, and you all know my character, things I have been fighting for day one. And if you watch me for all this time, like I said, I have never been selfish. It's not about David. And, and also I have been fighting for many of your children. You all know I have children of my own, been a single father, raising my children, and also have scientists. I have always been uplifting. I have a young daughter, 19 years old, uplifting the youth. That's the reason why I have scientists, a geologist, as you know, a marine biologist that y'all probably didn't know, and also an archaeologist that y'all probably didn't know. And I have also my young daughter who is striving to be a robotics engineer in the same field like me, in a sense. I'm a computer engineer major. And also, so what I want to get to is, after I did the debate, in the debate, I had the candidate I'm running against, or running against me, decided to take words and go out there and say, hey, I have something against young people. So that affects young gentlemen running for office. I'm grateful to see young people running for office. Matter of fact, the candidate that's running against me is a few years older than my youngest daughter and a few years younger than my twin daughters and a couple years younger than Daniel. And so, to hear that is very hurtful because him and his campaign are out there saying that, and they're making it a campaign time. This is a congressional run. This is serious. This is a serious congressional run. It depends on the checks and balances. It depends on a lot of stuff. People receiving the things that they need. What you're really fighting for. And I know what I'm really fighting. I know why I'm in this campaign. I know why I'm in this campaign. It has nothing to do with me. And so to hear that this campaign is being turned into some type of I want to put it. Older person against the younger person type thing. And if you guys know my character, it have never been anything like that. I'm just not that kind of person. But then it's turned out that I'm not smart enough. I don't have a law degree and things like that. So it's very difficult for me to continue when we know that I wrote a law to help millions, not just South Carolinians, but millions of Americans all across this country. We have 600,000 Americans go missing every year in this country, 3,000 a day, and I can go on with these numbers. But this bill will help law enforcement with new tools and also families to help us find out missing loved ones. And somehow I'm not smart enough because I don't have a law degree. Again, I told you guys I'm a computer engineer major. I've been to college. I had to stop my college degree, pursuing my college degree because I had to take care of my family. A single parent. That's what parents do. That's what responsible parents do. You have to put your own career on hold sometimes to make sure you're doing something for your other children, doing something for your children. But the problem is, I also was smart enough to start my own business in trucking, own 2 trucks. But somehow, this campaign, they tell their voters that somehow I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. I'm a veteran, serve our country. I have a combat injury from being a gunner, IED blast. And somehow I'm not worth being a congressman to them. That's a slap in the face to every veteran that I know. Those who are in Congress, those who are not in Congress, also to the regular citizen. Because we have gotten so far to believe that the only way that you can get into Congress, if you're some kind, we have a Congress full of lawyers, and you see what they have done for us. But we have a lot of them that don't even have a college degree. We have a few of them that just have a GED, and they do some of the best legislation. Look at Daniel Robinson Law, the best legislation that this country, there's always something they create that will help the everyday American. But somehow these lawyers look out for their bottom line. We always see these lawyers. We need to see people. It's all about your lived experience. It's about people who have a passion, people who understands others, who have empathy, who would put themselves on the line, who would fight for someone they don't even know. Like you guys have been fighting for me when you come out there to the desert and my family and you have missing loved ones of your own. Those things matter to me. And I started really understanding the reason why God may put me in this place at the right time is because of this moment right here. It's not coincident that Daniel went missing on June 23rd. And the state of South Carolina decided to put a runoff election on June 23rd. Because you know what? When I've been hearing a lot of things in this campaign, when it's smearing my credibility, my character, it can make a person like me when you have a missing loved one and it's going on 5 years, make you want to stop. But then when I thought about it, I thought about you guys. I thought about the 600,000 Americans that depend on me with Daniel Robinson's law that I wrote to go to Congress with. And I wrote a second version that's right now running in the South Carolina State Senate, Judiciary Committee. And I thought about the people I don't know. I thought about the people in my community here in South Carolina that could benefit from my knowledge, my passion, my drive. Again, my drive. I have not stopped, and I will not stop. So what I'm saying is I have real reasons to run, but for some it's just a game. For some it's points. For some, it's a reason to say, hey, look, I'm a congressman. I have a reason to run, and this only reason I have is to help everyone that I can come in contact with, everyone that I can find ways or solutions and things like that. That's all I'm running for, and I want to make things better for missing Americans, our people that live here in our state, our economy, our veterans. I'm a veteran. I'm a disabled veteran. So again, I just want to throw that out. But let me go back to another main point that I have here. I want to say right here, I have an event that I'm going to do, so I want to put it up on the screen so I won't forget, because I do have technical problems a lot, and my camera may go off. But it's going to be called American Son, kind of like visual. 5 years later, from pain to purpose will be the topic, and I will talk about my pain and how it became purpose. We'll be hearing there'll be the voices of the missing. We have stories of hope, the journey the journey that I took to get here, and also we will have an election watch party, because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do on June 23rd with everything going on with Daniel, and also with this runoff election. So I say, you know what? I talked to God about it. I prayed about it, and I said, you know what? I need to do both. David, do not walk away from anything that you worked on for the last 5 years. You have to fight for it. I don't know what the result's going to be. That doesn't matter, because I gave it my all. I gave it my all, and I don't regret not one bit of anything. So I think that night would be very special, and I'm asking each and every last one of you to please, if you've been following me for the 5 years, you've been supporting, you've been praying, you have been donating, I need you to show up, because I want all the families that's listening to me right now to please hit me up. The information will be on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to put it on the bottom of the screen now, where you can contact me. You can contact me and leave pictures. And the reason why I say leave pictures, because I want to be able to highlight your loved one's story. Give me some information about your loved one's story. And if you want to come on, you can pop on anytime from between the hours of 4:00 p.m. until whatever, because I will spend the time from 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about your loved one, give you the opportunity to talk about your loved one. We'll do it like we always been doing when I do a virtual event. I will give you a link where you can come up on the screen if you like. You can use the email if you like to send the pictures, and also get more information about this event, where you can come on the screen, have free course to talk about your loved one. And everyone who's watching and listen can share the story, because we already know sharing is caring. Sharing gives opportunity for someone to hear your loved one's story and find a solution. So I turn my pain into purpose. And this purpose is to keep doing what we have been doing from day one that got me here in the first place. This event gonna start again, like I said, 4:00. This is Warriors of the Missing. Then we'll do an update on my son's case. God, I will spend at least about an hour, almost an hour, to talk about what need to be done in the case, and what I have already been doing, and the progress, and what my goals are going forward after June 23rd. And also Missing America's stories. We'll hear from the families, like I said, and then the advocacy and accomplishment that was done from the Daniel Robinson Foundation, and to the Daniel Robinson Law, and this congressional run to Congress. We'll talk about the pain that I had to go through, and I'm still going through, to have this purpose that I'm in right now at this moment. We have the reflection and the journey since June 23rd of 2021, and the future of Missing America's advocacy. How my work will help you once I get into Congress. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the goals that I have, the other laws that I have already waiting to push to help us curb the Missing America crisis that we have in this country. We have 280 people missing in my state. But then after that, once 7:00 hit, that's when the polls are closed. But while the polls they're still tallying those votes, I have the live runoff results in the top corner of this live stream. But I will keep talking. We'll talk about community stuff, and the community stuff is also the things I care about in my state. I care about the economy, the infrastructure, our Constitution, and that I swore to protect, and our democracy, our democratic republic. So again, I will be doing all of that, And then at the end, before we adjourn, we'll do a prayer for Daniel, and I will celebrate regardless of results. It's not all about the results. It's about you all. We will celebrate, and I would like to show my gratitude to each one, every last one of you. And I'm telling you guys, you have never, ever seen me ever cry. And it takes a lot not to. But I can tell you, this is rough. It's not easy, especially, again, like I said, when you run for U.S. Congress and you just watch what people do and what they say about you. When they insult you, they insult your intelligence. You're not good enough. I have one gentleman who's running for governor, and they say he was too black. His skin was too dark. Those type things. But, when you tell people that they are not good enough, that is not great at all. So again, we're gonna have a time that we can celebrate, and I hope you all, like I said, join in, because it will help me as well. It'll help me feel or really have a fulfillment of the whole entire journey, because I'm telling you guys, from 2021 not having my son is still rough. It's still hard. But the only thing that consoles and make me feel a lot better is when I have you guys backing me. And I truly appreciate each and every last one. I would never, ever, ever, ever take anyone for granted, anyone in my state that I'm trying to run for to make their lives better. I'm a fighter, and you guys have been seeing that for years, and I'm going to continue to do. Excuse my video quality is horrible, and I've been having issues. And again, you go to the website, please help find Daniel. You see the issues there. You go to the Daniel Rouse Foundation website, you see issues there. I've been running for Congress. I'm like a one-man band. Some people say, how you do so many things, Mr. Rouse, by yourself? Know how I do it? God, because God told me he's a majority by himself. And I believe him, and he's been doing it every step of the way. He's been proving that point. That's why I got 41% of the vote in this primary pass, and that's why I got 41% of the vote against a 24-year incumbent at the time, Joe Wilson, with little money in the bank, because you got to walk by faith and not by sight. Those things are real. So people don't want to take that or not. That's my journey, my faith, and my walk, and what I believe. But I want to throw out some real statistics for those when I leave this live stream and I send it back on my page. I want to put some real facts. When you run for U.S. Congress, the Constitution has not put stipulations in running for any office that you have to be some type of law degree lawyer. When you're a congressman or congresswoman, it's almost like in law school where they should learn. A lawyer who has himself as an attorney is a fool, is what they say. So it'll be a fool in according to law for someone, for instance, running for U.S. Congress as who's a lawyer or attorney, and somehow he's claiming he's a constitutional lawyer when he write a bill, and somehow that lawyer, he's supposed to be a lawyer himself. No, that's what the congressmen and women do. We write bills, Daniel Rouse law, and then you have a constitutional lawyer look at it. That's what we do. We hire those lawyers are good with also is being hired to look at that. They have to be specific. It can't be a bankrupt lawyer, for instance. It have to be a constitutional lawyer to say, look, this is constitutional or not, before it goes any further. So you go through committees and things like that. So the whole point is, one person told me I'm not smart enough to know anything about the Constitution. One guy said, I went to law school, I learned that in high school. That's civics, basic civic stuff, the Constitution. But anyway, I digress from that. U.S. Senate. I'm going to talk about it, and I have to put this out for, and this is not for anyone that's following me for Daniel stuff. This is straight to the campaign side of things, because I have to stand up and protect my integrity, my dignity, because I was really, someone really digged at my dignity and the respect. They disrespect me terribly. But what I'm saying is, we have many congressmen and women who are lawyers. We have more lawyers, probably 90-some% of lawyers in the Congress. And we see what Congress do, what they have done and what they haven't done. The most educated Congress we ever had in history came in modern day time. And if you look at statistics, the more educated Congress have been, the less they have been doing for the everyday people. Now, This is the requirements of running for U.S. Congress. You just have to be a U.S. citizen, born or naturalized. If you're naturalized, you have to be so for a length of time. But if you're born, you just need to be born of citizen here in the United States. You have to be of a certain age. I believe that age is 18 years old. If you want to run for president, I think it's 25. But the point is, you're a U.S. citizen, and that's it. U.S. citizen, that's it. There's no, you need to have a law degree. You have to be Dr. David Robinson. You have to do this. You have to do that. One of the legislation I'm writing and working on is also, we talk about money into politics. And people ask me what kind of bills I still have written. I have 3 more I'm working on. One's going to hold me accountable when I become a congressman. And also, I have one to hold parties. When I say parties, we talk about money into politics, but it'll hold parties accountable. You know, if you want to run for U.S. Congress, as it stands now in my state, you have to pay, if you want to run for U.S. Congress, the House, you have to pay $3,480. And if you work at McDonald's and you're a U.S. citizen and you want to run for U.S. Congress and you making, I don't know what they make, but let's pretend minimum wage. And you can't, it's not easy for you to come up with that kind of money. So what's happening is they're controlling who going to be the candidates. They always keep a fresh supply of people who can afford it, because the people who can afford it are the same people whose tax brackets are a lot higher. And it's easier for them to look out for their tax bracket than it would be for them to look out for the everyday American. So those things make it very difficult. So we'll talk about that some other time, but I could name some citizens right now who do not have a law degree. And then I will talk about the ones who may not even have any college at all. At least I have college. We have Mark Mullen. He's a business owner, former MMA fighter, construction. I'm looking off screen, you guys, because I have to, because I don't know this by heart. We have Rand Paul. He's a physician, MD, but he's I can't really get that one right there. It's cut off on me. But anyway, we have Rachel Murdoch, a pastor and a theologian. John Ossoff, an investigative media executive and journalist. And these are senators. Then we have, let's see, for the House of Representatives, we have Mike Boost. He's a Marine Corps veteran and small business owner, like I am a Army veteran and a former small business owner. And that's it. No college. All right. And then there's people that's currently in Congress right now. We have Janelle Bynum, engineer and business executive with an MBA. But then we have Val Hole, a labor and workforce advocate. We have Corey Bush, registered nurse and activist. Marjorie Taylor Greene, when she was there, just a businesswoman. And we have Scott Peters, MBA in environmental business background. But then it turns into go down to the others that do not have any degrees at all. We have, I'm going to name a few here in the Senate. Mark Wayne Mullen. He has an associate degree, but no bachelor's degree. We have U.S. House of Representatives. Again, Mike Booth, a reporter, not having attended a college program leading to a degree. Lauren Boebert earned a GED, no college. These are people, members in Congress and doing great jobs. Corey Bush, again, nursing diploma. Ayanna Presley attended college but did not earn a degree, like myself. Attended college but didn't earn a degree because I became a single parent and had to make a letter choice and open up a small business. I was smart enough to do that and run a successful business. Also, but I was insulted tonight by the other side. They say I wasn't smart enough. Those type things. I'm a veteran, not smart enough. Also, we have Richie Torres, attended college but did not complete a degree. We have David Valadio, attended college but did not complete a degree. Jerry Call, attended college but did not complete a degree. So what I'm saying is, you do not have to have a degree. You do not have to have a law degree to write legislation. I proved that by writing Daniel Robinson Law and the other three. You do not have to jump through hoops and count something in a jar. You don't have to do all of that. You just have to be a United States citizen. That is your perfectly good right. You can run for U.S. President if you like. So again, when people insult you and they tell you you're not smart enough and you're not qualified, and that's the word they like to use a lot. You're not qualified. What is the qualification? Is writing Daniel Robinson Law and writing other bills not qualification enough? Serving my country, have an injury that I could have lost my life for our country is not being qualified enough. I mean, what is the qualifier to serving your country? I don't get that. So to me, it's a very much insult to everyone, and it's not indicative to someone saying they want to represent everyone in Congress. So again, I really had to say this, but I really want to, and because I'm feeling certain ways, you guys. I'm telling you, coming up to June 23rd, I have to deal with this kind of things, and at the same time, knowing that I may not have my son before that date, and also the fact that I love to do things for families to try to bring awareness and use that day for a purpose. But we're going to continue. We're going to do this thing, and that's the reason I'm asking you all to please join in with me. Please help me by doing that. Like I said, either way this thing goes, I need your support because I really need to hear from the families that really need the help, and that helps me when I have families there that can talk about their stories, and we can share our stories together. We can talk about our pain. Those things help me too. So again, if you have a missing loved one and you want to be a part of this event, please join me. But I'm going to go to chats real quick, and I have to jump off real quick because I don't want to make this video long because I do want to post it. Let me put here, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody on Instagram as well. Barry, thank you so much for being here. Krita, thanks so much for being here. I see you there on the Instagram side let me see which one is that one. I believe that is my personal one. And then on Please Help Find Daniel, I see you all there. Thanks so much for being here. Papa Tarts, thanks so much. I have been praying so earnestly about the situation with Daniel. Thanks so much. I really need all the prayers, and especially at this time. If I freeze up, you guys, I apologize. Like I told you, I always have some issues lately with my equipment and things like that. Comrade, thanks so much for being here. Hey, everyone. If you're new to the stream, make sure you like, subscribe, share, report, smash thumb up below. Thanks for supporting the stream, and I really appreciate that. Also, and thanks so much for being here. Also, how you doing? Prayer for Daniel and Mr. Robinson. Never give up. God is great. He is. And the way, if I sound really off and things like, I'm tired, you guys. I'm physically and mentally tired right now. And so I'm gonna go to bed and get some rest. But the thing is, it's really difficult when you're having people calling you and say, "Oh, these people saying this about you. Oh, this is going on. This is kind of stuff." And it being human, it can get to you. So again, but I have to always keep reminding me, and I say, David, is it not about you? It's about a mission that God put you on, and and it's about the people that you're fighting for. And you have to, David, not give up. And you have to keep on pushing. You have to keep on pushing, and just trust God. That's all I have. Walk by faith and not by sight. Okay, thanks so much again, little Annie. So much prayer for Daniel. Thank you so much. And once I get past June 23rd, I will be back in Arizona. So look for that, you guys. I will be back there to make sure I'm fighting for him with law enforcement. As you know, when I'm in law enforcement space, and everybody know when I hit Arizona, things get moving because I'm not a person afraid to stand up and talk and fight. So of course I'm going to get in their face, and because I have to. They gave me a promise on April 10th of last year that they have broken. And I have to go there to make sure things get done. So I say I'm going to take a vacation, but like I said, again, you guys, I never get vacations. I'm always have to find something. But thanks so much, PM Channel. I really appreciate you for always being here and always from day one, supporting everything I'm doing. Thanks so much for the good luck there, Oakwood. I really appreciate you. Also, Haya, thanks so much. I really appreciate you. And thank you. I really appreciate that. How you doing? Yes. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You know, but yeah, I really appreciate saying that. I don't need to keep going on it. But like I said, certain things that people say to you can um, hit you directly. And so again, I just want to say more so it's not about me. Again, I just want to encourage others to do not let anyone tell you you're not good enough or you're unqualified. Those kind of things, those words come out of people's mouth when they say things like that to you, unqualified. That is a bad thing. And also to reiterate again, every one of you that know me, I have been fighting for everyone of all ages. Again, I'm a father, a good father to my children, and I uplift my children. I uplift any youth around me. I encourage my youngest daughter. She's right now ready to, on the way, get ready to go to college this fall, and she knows that I always uplift her, uplift her friends, anyone around her. My children, the same thing. My friends, Daniel's friends in the past, when he was having his friends come over the house, they know how I am when it comes to uplifting the youth and those young, a lot younger than me. Again, the gentleman that's running against me, he's he's a little older than my youngest child. So again, of course, I would never have a heart that they'll take a word or something you say on a panel and try to twist it to fit their favor, but don't show the whole context. Don't show the whole context. So we're not going to turn a campaign into a young and old thing, and it's what I'm really fighting against. So thanks so much for that one. It's about the content of someone's character. Yes, it is. It's also about empathy. You says it's about doing what's right, even when no one is looking, and that is exactly right. Leg, thank you so much for saying that, because that is totally right. Even when no one is looking, that's the biggest point for me. Because when I was growing up, we had a bishop. He says, never go out there and says, nobody saw me. No, you got to say, I didn't see nobody. Because somebody may always be looking. Somebody is always looking, is what he like to say. And so yeah, you can never ever say that nobody saw you. No, you just didn't see nobody. And I take that to heart. All right. Again, moral character is the first thing and most important quality any candidate must have. Yes, it is not optional. It's everything. Then empathy for others. You can't buy either of those with any dollar amount. And and the thing is, you're right, because we have a problem in Congress where many are taking all these PAC monies and things like that. They get these seats, and they make careers out of their seats. I mean, there's all this. We have some candidates that's running out there right now have yard signs out in the street that says this is their country. They own the seats. They own their voters. They own their voters' loyalties. They own the state. This is theirs. And that's not the approach of anybody. So yes, it's about others. It's others than yourself. That's what we learned when we was in the military. I remember my first time in Afghanistan. And it never dawned me after basic training and all the stuff around the unit. But when we went actually to war, I never forget when the first morning I woke up in Afghanistan, I was, you do hear them do their prayer, and that stuff was real. It was real. I was like, something I thought I'd hear just on television, but it was real. They do their prayers that early in the morning. I think that's kind of what woke me up out of my tent. And I went out there and I breathed the air. The elevation is really high in Afghanistan. And so I was breathing the air, and I realized how far away I was from the United States. And it's not like you just catch a plane or walk down the street in your home or something. And then I sat there and I looked up in the sky, and I felt a big sense of pride. I felt a big sense of pride. I said, you know what? I am part of something bigger than myself, because everyone back home is relying on everyone here that's right now here to keep everyone safe, to fight for our Constitution, our rights. I mean, everything. Everything was on the line. Your own life was on the line. So we go out to my battle buddy. I have my own battle buddy, but every time we leave the wire, we like to say, Every time we leave the wire, we pray because we don't know if we're coming back, and many of us didn't come back. But what I'm saying is, you join something bigger than yourself. And so, yes, it's never about you. It's about your character, who you are. It's not about money. It's not about anything. It's about your service. And I learned that very much in my service for this country. I really learned that, and I take it to heart. That's why I tell people, even before I ran for office, like when you raise your right hand, I never, when I heard the oath, it didn't say until you get out the military. It's a life oath. You take a life oath to protect and serve. So, and that's what I have been doing from the time I've raised my right hand and still continue to do so. I lose my voice, I'm definitely getting off. I'll keep talking. Make sure I'm not missing anyone else, and then I can go ahead and jump off. But thank you all for being here tonight. Real quick, it made me feel a lot better. I was feeling kind of, you know, not really say too discouraged, but with everything said, my son, I was feeling really, really, really horrible, with the situation, and just to have people I know in my corner. So that's why I got this late video as well, is to have people I know who's been backing me and fighting for me since June 23rd of 2021. And so I really appreciate each and every last one of you. And again, like I said, I don't take anything for granted. I'm sorry I missed some of the comments. I'm trying my best to look at them and read them as I'm coming down, but I need to jump off. I am tired. You probably hear my face. I've been up since I think 6:45 ish. It is now 1:32 in the morning. The next morning, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I need to go ahead and go to sleep, and I have to get back up and vote for myself. Tomorrow is the first day of early voting, so I have to get up and actually vote for myself again. And hope you all wish me luck on this campaign. But again, I'm going to put more. I'm talk about it once I get my rest. Talk about this event on the 23rd a little bit more. Technical difficulties, and it's not going to work out. So, but thank you all. Take care of yourself and be blessed. It's probably the proper
you.